Blog Talk Radio. Welcome, everyone, to today's Earth Energy Forecast Show on this Tuesday, May 28th, 2019. Thank you for joining us today. If you're listening live to this show, welcome to Blog Talk Radio Earth Energy Forecast, or if you're listening later in the archives or on Stitcher or Apple Podcasts, you can find us there. Also, I make a YouTube of every show. You can just search me out on YouTube, Joan Cerio. So here we are, the end of May, and we've only had 6 days without rain in central New York here, where I live, and it's just been a wet one and a very deadly one, too, unfortunately. Tornadoes have devastated the heartland here in the U.S. One person was killed yesterday in Dayton, Ohio, when they had a tornado just devastate their city. There were 50 tornadoes alone yesterday and over 100 so far this month. So unlike most of the continental U.S., which has been pretty much underwater, southeastern Alaska is experiencing record extreme drought, which may lead to record wildfires. Speaking about fire, the sun is quiet for now, but the sunspots that visited us a week ago are still active and will be Earth-facing again soon. So stay tuned. Antibiotics found in some of the world's rivers have been found to exceed safe levels. We know there's antibiotics in our food supply. Now it's in our water supply. It's really not a good thing. On May 26th, there was an 8.0 earthquake in northern Peru near some metal mines. The day before that, there was a near-Earth object. Don't worry, it missed us. It wasn't that close, but it was a double asteroid with a moon. It was an asteroid with a moon that came pretty close, and it was just interesting that happened just before that earthquake. Well, in light of all this chaos that we've been experiencing late, I did a show last week where we talked about how our lives, as we have known them, are ending. One astrologer predicts that this June, will be the most intense month of 2019. So it's been pretty intense up till now, but maybe you can feel it. It's building. So today, I have psychic and transformational healer and my friend, Maya Starhawk, to share with us some shamanic tools for these changing times. Maya is the granddaughter of a curandero, a medicine woman, who used herbs and spiritualism to treat illness with the teachings of the traditional wisdom of the Mesoamericans. She learned shamanism from Art Running Bear, from the medicine clan of the White Mountain Apache in Arizona, worked with a Cherokee shaman woman for 20 years, and was initiated into bear medicine by 2 bears of the Choctaw tribe of Oklahoma. She's a master at the ancient art of reading the soul, bringing to the surface its deepest meaning and infinite connection to the cosmic journey. Maya uses her gifts to help others with their personal empowerment and embracing their truth. She offers shamanic transformation reading, shamanic spiritual life coaching, past life regression, soul retrieval, space clearing, and sacred circle ceremonies. Her website is mayastarhawk.com. Welcome to the show, Maya.
Hi, that was pretty impressive.
Well, you are pretty impressive.
I love that. And thank you. I want to say that Blog Talk Radio I used to listen to years ago, and it's like the beginning. Blog Talk was always the beginning of learning about what's going on in the world, and just your intro, I didn't even know half of what you were saying, and that's great. I'm really educated today on what's happening. So thank you for that, Joan.
Well, thank you, Maya. And I'm noticing already that we have callers, and that's wonderful. And I just want to
That's
let the
great.
callers know that we want to take your questions today, but we're going to do a little bit of an introduction. Maya's going to share some information with us, and then we're going to take your questions. So
Absolutely.
please be patient with us. So, Maya,
Absolutely.
I'd like to know, and I'm sure the listeners would like to know, how
hmm
you got started on your spiritual journey and how you came to do this shamanism.
Well, my mother was an intuitive. It's kind of embedded into our bloodline, and I grew up with that. She used to see spirits, but also she was highly intuitive with all five of us children and told us when we can go out or come home because she knew things that were going to be happening. So I kind of grew up in that area. But, it was a day after I was married for 13 years, and I remember being by the ocean and looking up at the sky and just saying, "Okay, God, I need to really know who I am and how this works mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally." Um, I really want to delve into me. And since that day, a week later, I walked into a metaphysical store with Native American music. I could hear it, and I just said, "Oh my God, I'm home." I started to cry, and from that day, which is over 20 years ago, it's been nonstop because I committed to myself. And that took me into the journeys of meeting unbelievably phenomenal healers. And one was, again, Art Running Bear, two bears, and another wonderful Cherokee woman, which her name is Linda. Those three individuals changed my life completely in very different ways. Two bears focused on sweat lodges, Inipi ceremonies, vision quest, Sundance. It's about respect of the earth. It's about honoring the fire, the water, the animals, nature. It was intense, very, very intense ceremonies and camps that we would do. And I did that for years and learned so much from her. And it was always about respect for yourself and respect for the earth, and to always listen to the animals because they have a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
The other teacher, Art Running Bear, and he's a friend to this day, I worked with him for 10 years. But Art was born into his tribe as a seer. Um, he actually, as a child, helped other people, even helped the chief of his village, and did guidance for many, many years. Well, in his teaching was all about the power of the spirit. And let me tell you, it was intense work. And he also taught universal information, ancient knowledge, future events. We went into so many different arenas. But his focus is mostly about knowing the power of your spirit, but to understand who you are, to let go of the belief systems that hold you down, that bind you into not going forward. So he was a catalyst to the spirit body, and I learned much from him. And Linda Prahota was really, really hard to work with because she never gave you information. She's like you had to really work hard for it, and
Uh-huh.
she was not of this world. Seriously, she would communicate a universal language and communicate to her spirits in this universal language. And she was really tough, but she taught me well. And I did not take any of this information and move it into the world until I really looked at myself and made sure that
Mm-hmm.
I checked into my belief systems and what I thought was to be true, and to clean up my own self before I went out into the world to really help others, so that I can remain neutral to the things that I see.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. It was, and that was just the beginning. There's just so much more, even to the shamans in South America. and doing ayahuasca ceremonies and really going into intense vision work, to work with the spirits on the other side. And to this day, I mean, I love doing those type of ceremonies because they're great teachers, amazing teachers. So plant medicine is incredible. So that's kind of the beginning.
Just the beginning. Yeah, you were
Yeah,
really, it was birth by fire, Maya,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the natives are really, it's intense, like you said. And
Oh yeah,
oh, that one teacher where she didn't give you any information. Yeah, that's a true teacher.
yeah,
That
yeah.
you know, that's your mastery. That was your PhD class.
Well, and it's true because the fact that I do the same thing myself, I try not to give, people direct information. I try to validate the information that they have, enhance on their own knowingness before you just start giving them information. So it's very, very important to really enhance on what people know to be true.
Mhm.
That they are
Mhm.
powerful, they are intuitive, they have the information. I help to bring that to the forefront.
Right, right. Yeah, life is really all about unfolding into who we truly are, as I say in my
Absolutely.
first book, you know, and it's true. I mean, we all have this ability. This
Yes.
is who we are. We've just
Yes.
had these filters placed on us from
Yes.
society and government, religions, and blah 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 blah. And
Absolutely.
it's really just about clearing all of that away.
Mhm.
So, in doing this work and what you're going to talk about today, then can you tell us then what is shamanism to you and how you use it in your practice?
Well, shamanism is being able to look into the spirit. It's really having relationships. It's not just looking at the physical body, you're looking at the spirit journey. So that's what I do is that when I work with everybody, anybody, that's the only thing that I do is really look at the information that resides within the spirit. So shamanism is being able to be neutral to the things you see within that because sometimes you're looking at spirits that are
Mhm.
surrounding particular people and you're looking at what's quote unquote what people call negative or dark energies and I've learned that that is not what it is. It's just different vibrations, god level of energies, and you just got to learn how to communicate with those energies. So it's important then in shamanism that you understand, the spirit's evolution, all of our evolutions, 8 billion people's evolution on this planet is very precise and very different. But you don't look at the physical reality, you look at the spirit reality. And that's what's totally, completely different. And then enhance
Mhm.
on that, bring that forward. So it's a
Mhm.
uniqueness. It's also in the jungle. That's really what it is. It's when a brujo, which is a dark energy, is fighting against a other shaman with the light. They don't fight physically. They can be in their own homes, and it's a spiritual fight. They're working in the spiritual realms. Trying to bring the light, and one's trying to bring the dark, and they're trying to um, see who is going to be the better person, right, out of both of them. But
Uh-huh.
it's
Uh-huh.
it's a journey. It's an absolute journey. So that is what's important. Shamanism is working also with the elements and working with nature and being very close to nature. And I call the sick people, the trees, the plants, the animals also are a very important part of it because we bring on the animals as I have two power animals, or even more than that, but the two distinct ones is a snake and also the jaguars. And they're a very, very important part of my life. And well, you'll find in shamanism that they do have their power animals that help them and protect them and guide them also. So that would be in a nutshell about shamanism in my life.
Okay, so what type of shamanic tools then are you going to share with us today?
Well, it's mostly the shamanic tool that I'm presenting, and I do this with every single individual I work with. If I'm doing any kind of readings, this is the first thing I do. And the first thing I do is actually And let's just tell the audience right now, just kind of feel that you have a physical body, and just feel your physical body. But also know that you're a spirit, and the spirit resides within your body. The eternal spirit that came into form into your physical. But what you want to do is you want to say hello to your spirit, the saying hello to your spirit. You have a name, as my name is Maya in my physical form, but I have a spirit within that. So say hello to your spirit and actually expand your spirit through your body. It encompasses your body, and then also expand it even beyond your body. And just feel what it feels like to be a spirit within your body. So wherever you're at, if you're listening from your home and work or car, whatever, just look out into the world through your spirit eyes. Walking, talking, breathing, eating, whatever you're doing in your life, you do it as being a spirit first. In other words, what happens there is that the spirit becomes the forefront of your reality. There becomes power that we as humans have a tendency of contracting. When there's fear, contract. If there's anxiety, contract. If there's confrontation, contract. If we see something politically, contract. It's constantly a contracting mechanism that we do.
Especially now.
Especially now, especially if you hear things like, okay, we're talking about hurricanes and things going on. Okay, we contract. But in actuality, what you're doing is expanding. Never contract. Contraction means that you keep that fear, anxiety inside your body, you trap it in. By expanding, you're actually allowing it to release, but at the same time, you're able to see life differently, maybe see purpose. You become neutral. You actually bring your heart into it. You actually can send love and light into the situations instead of being an effect and going into fear and contracting. So really, really expand on being expansive, but that becomes your power, and that becomes your truth, and that becomes your protection. But what is protection? What are we protecting from? In actuality, what we're doing is just protecting our field from outside interference, is really what we're doing. So that we understand ourselves, that we're not taking in somebody else's thoughts and ideas into our field, and then we get confused with our own. So it's a matter of being able to walk this earth as a spirit first, utilizing this physical form. And within a week of doing this every day and knowing that you're a spirit first doing everything, you will change your life. It will change because you're going to see things differently. You won't be an effect of life because we do. We do. I mean, we're constantly in effect of what maybe our boss says or our husband say or our kids say or whatever. We're constantly in effect. But if we just expand and see really what the truth is, and that it is about somebody else's fears and insecurities and not your own, then you know how to handle it. You don't take it on and contract and bring it in. So it's a very vital, I find that the most important part of this journey, especially things happening now and the changes that we're experiencing internally and externally. It's important to have a field that is very strong around us. So that is really the main shamanic tool that I use for people first, and then have them practice that and be that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it helps me. I just know when I walk this earth, I know that I'm a spirit first walking this earth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel, I mean, it is so defined that even when I look out into the world, it seems like an illusion to me because I'm just so spirit. And it's so encompassing. It is so amazing. It's just so freeing. It feels like there's freedom. Your heart soars. You're neutral to the things that you see around you. You don't take it on. And also, it allows you to check into your own belief systems because we have so many beliefs that we pick up since the day of birth. And it's either from our family, society, culture, religion, who knows? We bring in so much into our minds and then we take that as ours. So ask people in the audience, it's just to really check in and ask, why do you believe what you believe and where did that come from? Who gave it to you? If it doesn't fit in your world, then say thank you with love and give it back. Like, no, that does not work in my reality. Thank you, but give it back. And so then you reclaim yourself because belief systems actually get you off of your path in a sense because you're always in effect. But let's just go into your beliefs and say, okay, I'm done with that. I give it back and I reclaim. But
Mm-hmm.
we do it actually from the spirit's point of view, not the physical. We're saying, I am a spirit. I see this. I see what I've taken on, and now I don't want that anymore, and I give that back. But again, I focus on the love. It's like, thank you, but no, with love, I give it back. We never, fight and make things wrong. We always give love to it because the vibration of love is higher than you can ever possibly imagine. Okay? So that
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
journey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the old adage, the saying that we've heard so many times. I'm a spiritual being, have an occasional human experience, instead of a human being, have an occasional spiritual experience. So,
Right,
yeah,
right. And
yeah,
it is the time, this is the time of change. This is the time that the indigenous people have talked about this. This is the
definitely.
time. This is the time of going back home. But what does that mean, going back home? Well, going back home means going back to yourself, to your original self. You're going home to you without all these beliefs and confusions that are happening now. So that's why there is a cleaning process, I call that
Mhm.
whatever
Mhm.
that your beliefs are coming up that are hitting you pretty hard, this is the cleaning process. And we're now cleaning it up so that we can go home to ourselves, go home to our spirit, to go home to our knowingness, to our intuition, our psychic abilities. And I'm finding that people, I mean, I love talking to people. There are phenomenal, so phenomenal. Each individual I love talking to because there's so much knowledge that they have inside of them. But and they want to talk about that, but their they have fear around that. Well, what are people going to say? Does that matter? Really, does it matter what people say, or does it matter that you know your own truth? And you know that there is information that resides in each one of 8 billion people on this planet. They have unbelievably defined information. That how does this universe work? Why are we here on this planet? But we're so inundated with so many things in our lives that we can't access that. So this is the time that we go home, but we need to have our tools on how to access that. And the tool
Mhm.
again is about expanding our spirit and walking the spirit path, which the Native Americans call it the red road, walking on the red road. And that is the spiritual path. And that is the powerful path to be on. So I really am here on this planet to actually do that, to really help, to guide, and to really bring strength and power to each individual on this planet.
Well, that's beautiful.
Thank
So,
you.
is there some other way that other tools, ways that we can check in to make sure that we're living that spiritual life first?
Well, that's
Um,
the question that people say when I work with them. Well, I have to go to work, and so how am I going to do that all day? Well, I get that. I guess we get inundated with so many different things and responsibilities with families, but it's always practicing and knowing that you're a spirit doing that. That's the biggest part of it. That's the biggest learning of it, is that being conscious. Even if you have a sticky note by your computer, whatever you're doing, or in your bathroom and mirror, just to remember, oh yeah, I'm a spirit having this experience. I mean, that definitely guides you and helps you to shift. But not until you practice this do you realize the power of it. So that would be number one. And number two is definitely beliefs. And as I already talked about, but it's really checking in to yourself and to be self aware. See, awareness is everything. To be aware of who you are, to be aware of your needs, to be aware of your own power, to be aware that you have a right to be here on this planet. You know, you have a right to speak your truth. Awareness is everything. I mean, your awareness only exists in the moment. In the
Mhm.
moment,
Mhm. Mhm.
your most powerful moment is to be in that moment, to be self aware in the moment, and to check in, to say, well, why do I feel the way that I feel? Or, what is it that I saw that affected my life? Or why did my energy shift? What's going
Exactly.
but instead of just saying, oh, okay, I feel this way and take a pill because of it, it's like, then you're not getting the message.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
signals, the body is so intelligent that it
Yes.
signals you that when there's
Yep.
something not right. So we really need to check into that. And that's most
Yeah, the
important.
body never lies, as I say.
No, it doesn't. And the body's getting more in effect. I mean, I can feel it within myself that the spirit can go very, very fast and understands what's going on, but the body, oh, it's like, wait a minute, don't go nowhere. No, no, you're going too fast. Oh my God, we're gonna die. What are you doing? It goes into that kind of realm, and it's like, calm down, body. We're fine. So you have
Yes.
to be able
Yes.
to have
Yes.
those tools of doing things that calm you down. If there's tinctures that you can take, and I have a wonderful person that does she's a clinical herbalist, and boy, her tinctures are amazing, that it calms down the body, emotionally calms down the body. Saging
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
important, incense, listening to amazing music that is very positive, and I do that every single morning. I am that I am. I am that I am. I listen to that so much, and
Uh-huh.
how powerful we are. So, you have to set your own tone of what fits with you,
Mhm.
having
Mhm.
altars of reminders of the power that you are. Because everything in my home is everything is an altar, because it's just a reflection. It's wonderful to feel that all day around you. So you have to set your own tone to be in that environment. And sometimes it's hard when you have children, but then your children are so aware. They are amazing spirits, amazing.
Mhm. Mhm.
They are our future leaders. They are the change. They're everything. So we need to recognize that and not bind them into our old beliefs and keep them in that old belief. We need to open the doorways, and we need to see them differently. So then that's why we practice being seeing everything as the spirit, as then we're able to see our children differently. And I just helped a person that did that recently, and asked her to do that, and it really helped her.
Very good.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
so how do the elements play into this? Because right now there's just so much earth energy, at least
Oh,
astrologically. I think we're really being called to, especially with Uranus and Taurus, bring heaven to earth. We've got to ground all of this now, it feels like to me. So, anything that you can assist us with in doing that, like bringing all this, bringing heaven to earth. We know all of this. We practice this. Now it feels like it's time to fully embody.
so you're talking about earth changes, or
What, or even using Mother Earth as a tool, as a way that we can walk, um, literally on her, but through these times. She's going through her changes, and we're going through them because she is too. I mean, everything is, as you know, connected. Everything's tied together. So how
what?
can we tap into? You said a shaman uses the elements. How can we tap into the power of the earth or the power of the water that seems to be so so prevalent, at least where I am right now? How can we tap into these elements and their wisdom, especially the water? The water carries information.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's just
How can we tap into that and use that in these times?
well looking at it as all a blessing also. So everything's coming up and the earth is shaking away what doesn't feel good anymore. She's getting rid of. Everything's moving, water's moving, fire. It's fire is of transformation and change and rebirthing. So I
Mhm.
look at it all as a blessing in life and saying, okay, thank you, fire, because you're actually bringing attention, you're actually cleansing. Yes, people lose their homes, and we're really sorry about that. But at the same token, it's allowing all those people to rebirth again into a new beginning. Everything is synchronicity because of where you're at and all the water. Yes, there's a lot of cleansing going on, and I look at the water as being the most powerful and yet the most mysterious. It has a flow, and you've got to follow the flow and not
Mhm.
go against it. So I'm asking for people not to make this all wrong and say, no, we're readjusting. All of us are readjusting. The earth is readjusting. We're readjusting. It needs to do all the things that's happening right now because we're out of balance. So we need to bring ourselves back into balance. A lot of what I tell people to do is really if you can just find your time as much as possibly you can to walk in nature. The
Definitely.
green,
Yes.
the green energy, if you look at our planet, is really green. If you see it, if you just are with the green, it is deep healing for the body. It connects to your spirit. It is the most amazing healing is to walk in any type of nature. And Art Randy Barrett taught us that he goes, any time that you're stuck in a thought or you're the merry-go-round of your brain and things are happening, get out and walk in nature and start releasing and expanding.
Mhm.
And that
Mhm.
is the most powerful, looking at flowers, looking at the animal kingdom, look around and just be in the presence of this universal truth that is around you and feel
Yeah.
joy. Always um, focus on that and just say, no, get out, go out right now. If you're emotional, you're crying, you're upset, go
Mhm.
out,
Mhm.
get into nature
Yeah.
immediately and ask the earth, to help you and to guide you. Ask the animals to help and guide you. Ask your higher self to guide you. And that's what I do. It's just, yes, we have spirit guides, and there's just been this huge focus on spirit guides, but I say you are your own guidance. So really start practicing on
Mhm.
your own
Mhm.
spirit and your higher self and go into your own guidance. And when you do that and find the power within, then you can find the power without and the spirits that are there helping you also. So that's super important. But there is a grander purpose, and I always believe in this bigger purpose, our universal purpose, God's purpose on this planet. And we need to, as our human people, it's time to make the big change. And so we're seeing it, and we're seeing it in so many different avenues. I think I listened to Bashar, and I don't know if anybody knows who Bashar is, but he's an Essassani, and he's from another planet, and he channels through Dara Inca, and he did actually say that this time is about the cleansing that you even mentioned earlier. It is
Mhm.
the time
Mhm.
of change, and we need the things that are hidden can no longer be hidden, which means
Right.
that we need to face our truth. So these tools are helping you to, instead of going into fear, you go into truth, and that's more important. And that will absolutely help people right now. To find the answer, especially when people are homeless right now. Well, what am I going to do? Well, there is a plan, and you are going to be in a different location, and you are going to start a new beginning, and you're going to learn, and your whole life is going to change because you'll become more powerful because of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is about bringing power back to us.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
This is the time to find it.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
Mhm.
Yes. So it's a beautiful time. I mean, as well as it's challenging because I've had mine definite challenges. But the challenges, I notice that in my life, the more powerful I become, my challenges are pretty strong,
Right,
because
right, yeah, yeah.
it doesn't become any easier for myself because of the work that I
No,
do, but it also becomes a little bit more intense. But it's because I need to break through constantly. That's why I have snake as one of my totems and have them
right,
tattooed on my wrist
right.
because it's always about that death rebirth process. And I'm
Right.
always doing that. Always,
Hmm.
always, always. So it's I enjoy my life. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy transforming people. And I do have clients that I've had for years. I mean, for one is I think about 8 years now, and
Hmm.
she's amazing. She's a film producer, and I've been working with her for quite a while. So it's not just you do a reading and help a person. No, this is about guiding their lives. Helping them to transform consistently and help them to take steps in their lives, as well as my teachers did for me. And you do, if you're dedicated, boy, I'm telling you, it'll happen quick and it'll happen fast and it'll be very amazing for you.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to take some questions now, Maya?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, I'm going to go to a 310 area code right now,
Oh, where's
and
that?
then let's find out. Please just tell me your name and where you're from.
Yes, hello. My name is Susan, and I'm from California.
Oh, love
Susan,
Yes.
California.
welcome to the show, Susan. So, what's your question?
So I am in the process of moving long distance and getting ready for it, and just wanted to see if there was anything I could do to kind of clear some things out because things aren't rolling quite as nicely as I would like.
Well, where are you in California?
I'm in Long Beach,
Okay, and where are you moving to?
Oklahoma.
Okay, and so
Oh,
you
Oklahoma.
have, yeah, that's a huge transition.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm from there, so it's really not.
Oh,
Well,
going home.
there is a
Going
transition.
home, yes.
What I'm saying is there's a transition from California energy to Oklahoma.
Yes.
So yeah, and what you're doing is actually going full circle. You're revisiting again.
Yes.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's a little bit. It can be a little bit nerve wracking. It can be a little challenging, but you're doing the right thing. Yeah, it's going back
Awesome.
in order to revisit. That's how I see it. Going in a circle, revisiting, seeing, looking at beliefs, old beliefs, and then really standing truly in your power and then moving forward. So
Okay.
yeah, it feels really it feels like California you're done.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're definitely, and you just want to go into another experience of experiencing yourself. And Oklahoma seems to be a base to start that, and then move on to other new beginnings for yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Well,
You're
thanks.
welcome.
Thanks for
Thank you.
calling, Susan.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day.
You too.
hmm
Okay, we're going to go now to the 216 area code. Please tell us your name and where you're from and what's your question.
Hello, this is Desmond calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi,
Hello,
Desmond.
Desmond.
How you doing?
Good. We're great.
Yes. Yes. I was wondering if you could enlighten me more on. I know a little bit about it, but if you could tell me more in detail about shamanism and it just because I'm taking a couple classes on Reiki and herbalism and stuff like that. But is there anywhere I could go to like a retreat? Like that would be just I could just then wouldn't have to work and just concentrate solely on that for just a couple of weeks or something. That'd be great. But I'll let you talk.
No, you are definitely ready for a huge change in your life. Is that not true?
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can feel it. And yes, you're searching. What I'm feeling with you, Desmond, is that, yeah, you can go to retreats and classes, and that'll just kind of activate you. But I also feel that shamanism, I mean, the true shamanism exists in a lot in South America, Peru. You might want to check that out, and really connect with a shaman that can work with you one on one, which I can do, obviously, but definitely it's really about accessing your spirit. So you can go to classes, and I think that'll be great, and you can read books, but you really want somebody to access your purpose here on this planet and really access your natural innate abilities inside of you, and so that you know what that is, and so that you can focus on that and be validated for that, and then work forward with that. You're truly right now, I'd say to just really to make an intention and to ask for that next teacher to come to you naturally and easy, and that teacher is actually going to help you to transform your life. And this is all about transformation. This is truly about transformation for you. It's important for you to get out of your mind and your head, and it's really important to access your spirit. And that's why in this conversation on this talk show, it's about you practicing that from this day forward, is to really have a relationship to yourself as a spirit, which will actually enhance your journey, and then you will be guided to your teacher. So now, as far as books are concerned, I really cannot. Oh, actually, I don't know. Joan, I mean, there was the Lynn Andrews books were really great in guidance too, and Mary Summer Raines is another great series of books of the power of the spirit. So those two authors are really good. But I think there is and I can't remember who it is, but in California there is a shamanistic group out there, not a group, it's an organization, and the woman's very well known, and I can't even think of it. Joan, can you remember? In the
No.
shaman? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, I would suggest that for now, and then give me a call if you want to. Okay, Desmond?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll do it. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Desmond. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, next we're going to go to 415 area code. Welcome to the show. Please tell me your name and your question, where you're from.
Hi, this is Anne from California.
Hi, Anne. San Francisco?
Yeah, Bay Area for sure.
Yeah, I'm from the Bay Area. Hi.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask about two animals. Aquatic Park right down in front of Ghirardelli Square.
Yeah.
So there was a seal there the other day just hanging out with his head popped out of the water, and it was weird. He was perfectly still with his nose up, straight up in the air. And usually they don't do that. Usually they're quite active and rolling around and frolicking. And it was just kind of, and I stood at the beach for a long time and watched this seal. I usually see them every time I walk on the waterfront. So anything about seal messages?
Seals. Oh, I was trying to figure out what you were saying. The seals.
SEAL. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing. I think it was at what is it, Pier 1, or something like that, where the seals gather.
Oh, that's different though. Those are elephant seals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is just a normal like harbor seal that they also come around.
Right, and so they're actually, they're bringing attention to you. Anytime you see animals and you keep on seeing them consistently, it's trying to bring attention to you. So you just look at the characteristics of a seal and what their abilities are. And this is about diving deep inside of yourself to the depth of your being and to bring forward your knowledge inside of you. Being able to be free. It's about freedom. Now just feel, yeah, it is. It's about just feel what a seal does. And it does come up from air. It needs to be on surface. It needs to bask in the sun. And it needs to feel that presence. But also it's about depth. So imagine how deep you can go and to find the knowledge within yourself. It is. It's all about transformation and being able to see differently through, we see the eyes through water is a different reality and a different way of seeing life. So it's coming to you to go into your own knowingness and to express that. So your expression and speaking your truth is very, very important because it comes from the depth within you and what you know to be true within your spirit. And your learning and your understanding on this planet is important. So I would look at seals and just kind of really concentrate. You can go on to any website and really look at characteristics of them. And really,
I have.
And does that connect? But honestly, it's about you going into the depth of yourself. And as of right now, I would ask you just to, when you're out walking out in that area and the sun's out, just open yourself up and allow the sun energy to come into your solar plexus and just feel within you and watch how that feels. Because now you want to access, really what this is about too, is just accessing the depth of your spirit.
Interesting.
You have a lot of inner knowledge. So I'd say thank you. Thank you to the seal for bringing attention to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the message.
Welcome. Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got California. Yeah, definitely. I was born in San Francisco and then lived up in Northern California, so I recognize the 415 for sure. Yeah, my daughter wears a baseball cap that says 415 on it. So, yeah, I love San Francisco.
Well, I noticed that I have a caller that's been on for a while, but I don't see that you're asking a question. It's a 307 area code. I don't know if you want to ask a question or not. If you do, I think there's a button where you can hit. But I'm going to go to you. I'm going to open it up and just in case. And get you on the line. Okay, 307 area code. You're live.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you from? Do you have a question for us?
I really didn't, but I was going to ask you about, I live in Wyoming, and I was wondering, I see owls a lot, and it's just like I'll see them in threes, and then it seems like I've noticed that somebody will die right after, like I see three in a row, like in a couple weeks time period. And I was just wondering if you think that's.
And what's your name, please?
Yeah.
Alyssa?
Alyssa. Okay, Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa. Yeah. Oh, owls are amazing. I love owls, and I do have owl medicine in my home. Owls have the ability to see beyond. So they have the night vision, so they actually can see what is hidden. But it also can, in some of indigenous ways, they look at it as, yes, representing death. I personally have never had that association with owls with death. But every species on this planet has a communication. Now, that can be your personal communication with the owl is trying to teach you. Is that, yes, things do happen in threes. I've been noticing that for many, many years. My mother even taught me that, watch. But as far as the owls are concerned, my granddaughter, when she was born, and literally 3 days after she came home, owls were sitting outside of her bedroom. And when she was 3 years old is when owl would fly above her head in daylight. And also,
I see him in big light.
yes,
A lot.
yes, they're bringing attention to you. They want you to actually access your psychic abilities.
Yeah.
So this is about
They kind of scare me though, but when I see them, because I'm thinking, oh no, somebody's gonna die.
No. They're messengers. They're messengers. They're giving you the ability, like if you know somebody's going to die, then you can actually pray for that person or send them a lot of love. You know, you have an ability to make it right. And by making it right is really by always giving blessings to the things that you see and thanking the animal kingdom, bringing that to your attention because you have the ability to see. You are a seer. You can see the depths and you can access it. It is reminding you that you have the vision. You have the vision. So you want to thank the owl for bringing that attention to you. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. It's amazing. So yeah. Yeah. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me go and see who's next on this. And it's going to be 914 area code. Please tell me your name and where you're from.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. My name's Christine, and I'm calling
Hello,
from Colorado.
Colorado.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, Colorado. You're just above me. I'm in Arizona. Yeah.
Oh,
How's
cool.
it going? What's going on?
Pretty good. I was just wondering if there are any messages for me. Today, for some reason, I've been thinking about my ex and trying to figure out how to move past that once and for all.
Oh, well, you know what? The reason why it is coming is because you're ready to move it. You know, I've always questioned that, when I was releasing a lot before and say, okay, I'm done with this, and if it's a relationship. And then it would come back to me maybe three years later, and I go, wait a minute, I completed that. What's this all about? It's because we hold in the depth of our beingness, we're still not complete. We still have a belief system. We're still working on maybe the pain and the sorrow of a certain situation. So it is time because it is not about anybody else. It's about you. So this is coming to you so that you can access you again. You're looking at it and saying, okay, this is not, I'm moving into new directions. Thank you for that experience. So I really would like you to say thank you for the experience that I had. Release it with love and light and then move on. So it's giving you that opportunity to bless your life no matter what your experience is. Bless it constantly and saying thank you for the journey. Thank you for the experience so that it'll actually communicate to you what you've learned from it. What is the experience from it? And saying, okay, I see that because now my next journey in life, I will do things differently. I will see things differently. But you're all about getting out of your head and stop thinking about it. I'd like you to actually go to your heart and actually feel the experience and not think about the experience. Thinking is only confusing you. And what you do is go to the heart and really send love to the experience. Will help transform it for you. Okay? Sorry that.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Christine. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay, we are going to go to a 216 area code. Please tell us your name and where you're from and let us know what your question is.
Oh, this Desmond. You already talked to me. I'm just listening right now.
Oh, hey, Desmond.
Hey.
Isn't that interesting? The guy that wants to do shamanism is like already there and doing his shamanistic work. Very good.
Oh.
Very good. I love it. Oh, no, I'm still here. No. Very good. Okay, cool.
All right. We'll move on then.
Yeah, that's
All
funny.
right.
Okay. What a great
All
show,
right.
Joan. Done some great
Yeah,
work
let's see.
there.
I've got another caller here.
Okay.
I don't know. 307. We may have gone to you already.
It sounds like we did a 307.
Yeah. Let me just double check here. And hello, area code 307. Did we already speak with you? Hello.
Sounds like.
Maybe we did. No one's answering. Okay.
Okay.
Put them back on mute. Okay. So, wow, that was great, Maya.
Yeah, it's been a great experience for me. So, um, yeah, I think it's important that we communicate as much as we can into the world of our own specific knowingness. Even your knowingness again is so important to express that in the world. So I encourage a lot of people or everybody to really speak what is true for them. I love that part of us. Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
And it's very important now too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Is there anything else you want to share with us today?
Well, I'm actually going to tell everybody that, love thyself. I always say love self first, check into yourself. Always feel what is right for you. Don't go against the grain of yourself because you will be the one that suffers from it. Yes, maybe people will not agree with you, but that's okay. Just know the power of you. And honestly, just have a beautiful earth walk. Just know that you are a spirit on this earth and you are an eternal spirit in this universe, and you're here to transform and to understand yourself and to go home to yourself as a spirit and to help this planet to transition into an unbelievable Garden of Eden again, but in a different way. We are almost there, people. We're almost there, but it's about you. We need you, and we need you to transform it. We need you to stand in your truth. We need you to be powerful. We need you to spread the love and light within yourself first, and then the world. And we will make this world a better place. So we do need every individual to be a part of it. So blessings to everybody. Mucho blessings. And to you, Joan, for doing this wonderful talk show for people. I am so happy and delighted that you actually invited me onto the show. Thank you.
Well, I'm so happy that you accepted the offer and love to have you return, Maya.
Oh, yeah, I would love to do that. It would be great.
Well, wonderful. So, this has been really informative. I'm sure it's useful for people. I'm, excuse me, grateful to all the callers today and for their wonderful questions. And next week's show is Jude Valentine again with the astrology for the month of June. Can you believe it's June already, Maya? I can't believe this year is just flying by.
I know. It's crazy.
And as I said at the top of the hour, June is supposed to be the most intense month of this year. So you don't want to miss the show. I'm sure Jude will walk us through this as she normally does and give us some great insight as to what's coming up this month. We're all going through it. So be patient. As I say, be patient with everyone. Find that compassion in your heart and know that Spirit always leads us to better and better things. And as Maya says, yes, we are creating this new world and we're co-creating it because now we are the co-creators of our reality. The original, that one Mayan calendar has ended and they're working on the next one. And so we are at that universal stage of consciousness, of conscious co-creation. So it's really important now to be in that space where we watch our thoughts, we watch our words, we watch our actions, and we do what we choose to do to make this world a better place.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening. Anything else, Maya?
No, I just want to really thank you very much. I really appreciate you for standing in your power and doing this work, and for everybody. I just love it. I love it, Joan. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
These are very important times, and I feel this is very important information to get out.
Yeah,
and that's why I do it.
Yeah.
And I hope that you tell all your friends to listen in, all the callers. It's important information, and it's always there in the archives. So you can always go back to Blog Talk Radio /Joan Cerio, JoanCerio, and you can listen to any of these in the archives. And if you like what you hear on Earth Energy Forecast, you can go to my website, the homepage of my website, joancerio.com. And you'll see the logo for Earth Energy Forecast, and you'll see a donate button there. Just click on the donate button, because there is a cost associated with the show, and I'd be so appreciative if you want to help defray those costs. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and tune in again next week for Jude Valentine for the astrology of June. Many blessings and much love. Take care.